Infrastructure Services Committee meeting. We've got a public forum to start with. Mr Cummings is here to talk to us about item 4, and I invite you to speak away. You had 5 minutes.
Thank you, Councillor. I could go to the toilet in that time. Good afternoon, the Chair, Your Worship, now that he's back after 7 minutes. Councillors, DCC staff and fellow ratepayers. My name is George Patrick Cummings of Dunedin, Company Director of LA Milton Limited, the applicant and the developer of Middleton Estate. I'm here to observe the process, which I've just been gobsmacked in the last hour, which I find at least confusing and at best flawed for naming facilities. Our application goes back as far as the 9th of May last year when we requested approval and support for our name of our new road at Middleton Estate. Back in May, the DCC had, through an officer, had nothing similar than Kate's Way on their books, so it was a good name. At that time, we would have reconsidered, but now I'd like to support Kate's Way. It's a tribute to Catherine Wilson Kate Shepherd, who earlier last century certainly spent a lot of time in our fair city. As you know, that it was the commercial capital of New Zealand during that era, and there is rumours that she may have stayed in accommodation near the Middleton Estate in those halcyon days. And she may have also attended the South Seas exhibition in 1925 when she would have been about 70. She's also important enough to enhance these fine notes here in New Zealand, so that just shows some of her respect that I'm trying to share with my fellow Dunedin citizens. I request your support for this project, and when completed, the Middleton Estate will house 20 families in new, warm, double glazed, fully insulated, healthy, affordable homes here in the world's best small city, quote Chris Staines. The same people who will live there will also make best use of the local walkways and bus services in the area. I thank you for your consideration and wisdom, and a decision today would be appreciated. I will thank those who agree with me, and I respect the ones that say nay.
Are you happy to take some questions?
Or if they're easy.
If they're easy.
Yes.
Any questions? I have one. And just understanding, how will people discern this as being about Kate Shepherd if it isn't called Kate Shepherd's Way, as opposed to just Kate's Way?
I'll sidestep that,
Is that too difficult?
Chairman. No, because I've also been told it's a short street, so it needs a short name.
Thank you.
As against Harrogate Alexandra Drive and King George Memorial Drive.
Thank you. Councillor Noon.
Pat, I just wondered with regards to Kate Shepherd's time spent in Dunedin, which you indicate, I don't know whether you can verify, you can't provide any substantiated evidence that that was the case?
No, look, she lived in Christchurch. The whole of New Zealand centred around the South Island, and it would be remiss to think that she didn't come here because this was the centre of the universe at that time.
Councillor Thompson.
My question is, if you hadn't received advice that it was required to be a short name because it's a short street, would you have in fact requested Kate Shepherd Way?
No.
So that wasn't really the reason. So what was the reason?
After spending $1 million on infrastructure, I felt as though my contribution, after some consideration, that Kate's Way just had a nice ring about it.
Councillor Staines.
Question for staff, really. If the application had been for Kate Shepherd Way, would it have complied with
This is public forum. That question, I think, is one. Oh.
It will then follow my question, but I just need to know something about.
Bruce.
Still wouldn't have been it. All right, that takes away my other question.
Thank you. Councillor Calvert.
How would anyone know that the Kate was to do with Kate Shepherd? As opposed to, say, Kate, Chair of the Infrastructure Services Committee, or any other Kate.
Or Kate Middleton. The same goes with any other street. I suppose how many Georges have been considered for the name of George Street? Yeah, it's a moot point, and that probably is some of the confusion, and I respect that consideration, yeah.
Councillor Peake?
Call me a pedant, but I am appalled at the misuse of the apostrophe and overuse of it too. It's absolutely amazing. I'm not sure whether apostrophes are allowed in street names, and they're not, according to Bruce shaking his head. But this would just perpetuate a misuse of or lack of use of apostrophe.
No, we don't assume to use an apostrophe. It's just KATES.
Thank you. No other questions? That's the end of the public forum. Thank you very much for your attendance.